Ladies and mantelpieces, I am now going to tell you a specially fairy story for the little kidlies. This is all about from a gal what the name is Little Red Hooding Ride, who's got a grandmother what's very ill. She had a stale fish and she got toenail poisoning and very cross whims. So Little Red Hooding Ride takes a green-line charabanc to see her where she lives in the woods. But what she didn't knew was Granny doesn't live there anymore. You see, the big bad wolf came in the cottage and gobbled her up before you could say Cock Rubenstein. After this, he jumps into the granny's bed, and when Little Red Hooding Ride knocks on the bell, thank you, he says, come in if you'll be so kindly, just like the spider said to the flea. Then he jumps out of the bed, Little Red jumps out of the skin, and they both jump out of the window. Now, outside the window is growing a beanstalk, a big beanstalk right up to the ceiling. And on top of this beanstalk is sitting a jackass. And when he sees what's going on downstairs, he calls down the three bears, the mother bear, the baby bear, and the lodger bear. And they all come down singing, who's been sleeping in mine porridge? Then out from the porridge pops 24 blacklegs, and they are singing, fee, fi, fo, fum, stick your finger up your pie and pull out a plum. Then also down from the beanstalk comes Dick Fittingcat and his pussy. And they all run after the wolf to save Little Red Hooding Ride from his crutches. Now the wolf is all ready for the battle, and on his side he's got Ellie Bom Bom and the 40 thieves. Then they all go into the rink, the bell goes plink. This is a fight, not a wedding. And the referee is Sinbad the tailor. But in the middle of all this excitement comes a fairy. She waves a magic wand on the three bears, and all of a suddenly, the baby bear turns into Mickey Mouse. The mother bear turns into Donald Dick, and the lodger bear Cockeye the sailor. Then Little Red Hooding Ride remembers what she must be in the home by 12 o'clock the cheapest. So she runs away, and she lives behind a slipper. Well, the prince what's passing for a pint picks up the slipper, and he says, whoever slipper this is can be my missus. So he goes straight away to the DBC, and he sends out a hex-ho-hex. Well, everybody comes along to try and fit on the slipper. First comes Robinson Crusoe with his three ugly sisters, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Then comes Snow White with the 7 warts. Then comes the old woman what she lived in the boot shop. But nobody could fit on the slipper till up comes little Cinderella. She puts the pumpkin on the prince's head, and it fits him just like it was made for his brother. Then they get married, and they live very happily after this. 'Cause the best man in the marriage was another geezer called Aladdin, what brought with him the magic lamppost. And when he scratched this magic lamppost, out comes a little fairy boy with a lace collar, what his name is Peter Pansy. And he says, Little Red Hooding Ride, you can have a magic wish. So Little Red gives a think, and she says, ha, this is what I wish. I wish I was a fairy queen, and if that came to pass, I'd climb up all the rocks and trees and slide down on my hands and knees. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Friends, Romanians, and country geezers, lend me your earrings. I am now going to tell you a specially story what it is hysterical. And this is all about from a fella called William Tell. And what did William tell? I will tell you. Willie came from a country what makes the sweets, Switzerland. And although he was educated by Heaton, he was a champion shot with the arrow. The way this geezer could shoot made Alec James look like he's got a wooden leg. He would put the bow in the arrow. He would stand in a horizontal position, breathing deeply, and he would shoot at the target. Ping! Thank you. Well, if he didn't hit it in the center, you could be absolutely positive what he would hit it right in the middle. Now, this country from Switzerland, they headed up business what they exported milk chocolate. But one day, the country from the next door neighborhood also started exporting milk chocolate. But it was not milk chocolate. It was nut milk chocolate. And they say to the Swiss, you can stick your chocolate up your pipe and smoke it. But this was a violation from the Munich Agreement, so they went to war. Well, the king from the Swiss sends for William Tell, and he says, Willie, 'Cause he always calls him by his middle name, you see. He says, Willie, I want you should go and shoot down the foe with your bow. So Willie hides himself in the hills, disguised like a piece of snow, and he goes ping with the bow for the foe. Thank you. Well, from the enemy, some was killed, some was wounded, and the rest was put into a constipation camp. But Willie was captured, and the king from the other country says, Tell, I want you shall tell me the secrets from the sweets. If you do, he says, I'm going to make you a sleepless partner in my business. We'll go half and half, 60-50. But Willie won't talk. So the king sends for the prime misery from the foreign repairs, and he says, Tell, he shall telephone Mrs. Tell, she shall bring his son. It's a little geezer by the name of Muscatel. Did he want raisin? Well, to cut up a long story square, they come on a big sledge with 2 reindeers. And the king says, Tell, if you don't tell me how many guns you got in the sweet store, then you must shoot it a apple off from your son's nut. But Willie says, for me to shoot a apple is so simple, I can shoot so good, I could hit a pimple. But in his heart, his knees was shaking, 'cause he's frightened what he might give poor little Muscatel too closely a haircut. Anyway, he won't talk, so they take him out in the backyard, and there stands poor little Muscatel with a apple where should be his tilbury hat. So Willie stands on the goal line right outside the penalty area, and he takes a free kick with the hero. Ping! Well, before you can say 1-2 Cock Robinson, the apple falls on the floor in 3 halves. Ping! 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 3 halves, 3 halves. Can't you understand properly English? Well, the king was so surprised what he says, Go home, William Tell, and take with you your little son Muscatel. And he puts in the paper the result of the war, what it is a draw, 6-7. And if you don't think what this is the properly true story, then look it up for yourself in the Encyclopedia Harmonico. Thank you, thank you, thank you.